Another pleasant Friday morning, my fellow CEOs. My name is Love Ravina, the Talent Engagement and Development Program Head of Ripple Kids Educational Services Incorporated. And yes, you guessed it right. I am your host for our Principles of Scaling today. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday and happy POS Day. Please comment in our Facebook Live or here in Zoom. Happy POS Day for me to see naman if you are with me watching this live session. Thank you so much. Happy POS Day, everyone. And of course, it's always a great pleasure to welcome everyone to the 11th season of CEO Insights Asia's executive series, The Principles of Scaling. Okay, thank you. I can see comments. Hello, Sir Ronnie, Sir Frank, Sir Fa, Sir Mark Tan, also here in Zoom. Sir Darwin, hello po. Miss Vanessa, hello, good morning. Happy POS Day. And please also, I'm inviting everyone to share this live so that more people will be able to watch our series and of course this principles of scaling. And I just like to share that I am opening the Facebook Live. I'm so proud. I am a top fan of CEO Insights Asia. Okay, isa ako sa mga grabe maka-comment and maka-share and maka-likes. Maka-like ng post ng CIA. Anyway, thank you so much everybody. And again, please do share our live because we'd like to share why we do this every Friday, every week, walang palya, at exactly 10 a.m. And that's because we want to install DNA principles that scale organizations. In CIA, we help build institutions for legacy beyond simply making money. And please take note po, our goal, isa na talaga, our goal for our POS is for everybody watching and joining us to get at least one principle or practice or key takeaway that you can immediately apply in your organizations. So there you have it, everybody. I hope your notes are ready. I hope you are ready too for another safakan, I don't know, or another lit session for today. And I know that you're excited to dive into our faculty or discussion. But before that, allow me to share first the theme of our month for November, and that's execution. And our focus is being methodical. So when we say methodical, it means we manifest an insatiable desire or drive to be better. So please send methodical in the comment section. And how do we know that we are being methodical? 3 indicators. We obsess in performance, we immerse in details, and we live in ideas. There you have it. I can see your comments. Thank you so much. And of course, briefly, allow me to share to everybody our sessions or our topics for the entire month of November. Last week, week 1, we already talked about getting things done, structure. And I heard from the circle multipliers and the circle members, the circle meetings this week was actually very relevant. And everybody were was sharing their insights. This Friday or today, week 2, we're going to talk about getting things done. And the focus is sanity. I'm very interested and intrigued about the topic for today. Now, next week, week 3, we have Getting Things Done Sustainable, and week 4, Getting Things Done Suggestion. So for today, we are going to focus on GTD Sanity. So please send Sanity in our comment section, no, for engagement naman, so that I will know if you're still with me and you're still ready and excited for our session today. There you have it. Thank you so much. Now, before we dive into the discussion proper, allow me to share an announcement with everybody. Actually, we just have one announcement, and this is about our organizational DNA design workshop happening this November 24, 2022. That's Thursday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And our fee is actually 50,000 pesos. And this is inclusive of the following. Number 1, your 1-year executive membership of CEOInsight Asia. And number 2, 1 executive pass for the CEO Summit 2023. So if you are interested, we still have time to register. Please just message Miss Chris or Sir Fa, and they will give you more details about it. So please take note also, limited slots only. So grab this opportunity. And before we continue, let me also share with everybody, or let us share with everybody, our teaser video for the CEO Summit 2023. So let's all watch this video. All right, I believe we have no audio for the video, but you can see the CEO Summit 2023 will happen October 27, and the registration is now open. I'm very excited about this. So to those who were able to experience the summit last month, please expect a better CEO Summit next year. And our operator already shared the link of the CEO Summit. That's the registration. More details you will find there. So please save the link and bookmark it or share it with your other leaders in your organization. So there you have it. That's our only announcement. So thank you so much, everybody. And before we go to the discussion, the faculty discussion, I'd like to share very quickly with everybody. I actually had a reflection, okay, just earlier. And I was thinking, I've been with CIA for a few months. Like, I started joining around April, May of this year. And since then, I have been joining the circle meeting. So that's more than 30, 40 circle meetings already. And I'd really like to share with everybody that I'm very grateful, especially to my circle members, that I am learning so far in the circle meetings. I guess that's the purpose of our circle meetings, right? For everybody to be immersed in an intensive CEO leadership education. And from there, everybody is looking forward to learning from each other, especially that in our circles, we have a lot of, not really a lot of members, but you have members from different industries. We have CEOs and other business leaders, and, getting to know what they have been doing through the learning that they got from the POS. It's just a great opportunity that we get to experience every week in our circle meetings, right? And which is why we are really inviting and encouraging everybody to watch the POS, read the write-up for the insights, and during the circle meeting, share your insights, share your experiences. How are you applying? What key takeaway have you gained from the POS? And share that with your circle members. If we can all do that, please send circle meetings in the comment section. Okay, please. Thank you so much. All right, now this time, let's head on to our faculty discussion. So it is always with great honor and pleasure that I introduce this person who will be sharing about getting things done, sanity, and the key message is eliminating 4 unwanted blunders for success. Ladies and gentlemen, our faculty, he is one of the founders and executive advisor of CEOInsight Asia. 4 words to describe him: investor, advisor, husband, and daddy. The man who iconized the black suit and the red tie, Mr. Florentino A. Hernando. Sir Pa, please take it away.
All right, good morning everyone. Thank you so... Ano ba yan? Ayan, nahulog na ng tulo yan. Sandali. Ang ganda na eh. Talaga naman, masyado ako na-hype kay Love. Love, thank you. Always a pleasure being introduced by you. Thank you everyone for joining us this Friday. Welcome to Principles of Scaling. Medyo matindi-tindi ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon dahil ito ay execution. Naku, ito na naman, hard facts, cold truths, and no-nonsense conversations ang ibibigay ko sa inyo the next 40 minutes. Sorry na, nahulog. Ganda na eh. Anyway, ayan. So, formally introducing myself, pinakilala na nga ako ni Love. I'm Fa. I'm one of the founders and the executive advisor of CEOInsight Asia. And reminding everyone why we do this, why we're here in this ecosystem is we want to infuse ideas. We are infusing ideas that build lasting companies. We want to build our companies to become 100-year-old, 100-plus-old company. And admittedly, in the past few weeks, I've been learning that hindi ko masyado nako-communicate yung significance nito. So in the coming weeks, ikukwento ko bakit importante ito. It's not something that's nice to have, but it is something that we must do. Some of the people I've had conversation with already, they get it. Na, kaya niya pala sinasabi na we need to build our companies to last. Hindi lang kasi we want to transfer, kasi ito yung retirement play natin. Okay, so it talks about dividends. If you've been following me, you see na I've been talking about dividend play because primarily, yes, I'm an advisor, but like what Love introduced, sabi niya, the first and foremost, I am an investor. So yun yung talagang conversation na gusto kong pag-usapan, right? And we need to be we want to build our companies to last, and obviously para maging lasting ang mga companies natin, kailangan maging profitable ito first and foremost, di ba? Parang ang tagal nga ng company mo, puro naman losses, parang bakit natin ginagawa yon sa sarili natin? Make sense? Yan. So well, I was thinking, okay, so how do I help my fellow CEOs here become profitable? So aside from principles of scaling, sabi ko, paano ba matutulong ko? Buti na lang, ayun, may plug pala, buti na lang merong, ayan, mostly kayo ay nasa e-com, may e-compreneur seminar. Si ating kaibigang also na si Steve C. Steve is one of our faculty back at the CEO Summit. He's a very good friend of CEOInsight Asia, and he's doing an e-compreneur. Sinasabi ko sa inyo, last day na ngayon, 11/11. Uy, sa mga e-com dyan, 11/11 ngayon, ha? Baka gusto niyo namang padala para may ma-plug tayo next week. Ayan. So, 12,000 lang ang fee for early bird, 15,000. And this is Steve C. And he's one of the most, we call him the king of e-com. So, please do join his, andyan ang link. So yan, Steve, pinaplug kita. Hindi sinabi to sa akin, Steve, kasi love natin si Steve. Okay, tama na tong kalokohan na to. Agenda sa tayo. Okay, andyan sa yung link sa ating chat box at saka sa Facebook. Ayan, agenda. Ano ba pag-uusapan natin? We'll do a conversation starter, then we'll do a very quick recap, and then after that, we'll talk about some facts and figures. Alam niyo naman tayo, hindi tayo feelings. At na-miss niyo to. Gusto niyo yung may data di ba? Gusto niyo yung may case study. So pag-uusapan natin yan mamaya. We'll talk about the execution killers. What kills execution that hinders us from becoming successful as a person and as an organization. Remember, these are principles. You can apply this at almost every aspect or every facet of your life. In your finances, in your relationships, professional, personal, in the way you live your life. So basically, we'll talk about that. Then we'll talk about the yin-yang of execution. Kaya yin-yang, they go hand in hand. They cannot stand alone. Without each other, hindi ito magiging effective. Yes? And then we'll get practical. Yan. So, ready na ba kayo? If you are ready, our tradition, dun sa mga nasa Facebook, please heart, wag like, heart tayo. Heart and then share so that we will be able to reach more people. I believe we are live sa self-made group. So kaway-kaway naman dyan, mga nasa self-made, paramdam naman kayo. Ayan. And so greet one another with a, hello CEO. Ayan, di ba? So type there, hello CEO, and then your company. Para naman makita natin kung sino ang nandito sa webcast na ito. Yan. Para ma-shoutout ko naman kayo. Yan. Sige, hintay tayo. Sino ba? Ayan. Hello, CEO from Sellers Hub. Hello, CEO Comizen. Mercado PH. Si Felix nandito. Sellers Hub. Arcesi. Yan. Ripple Kids. Ayan. The Mercs. Oy, Sir Frank. Andyan. Magmi-meeting kami mamaya. Yan. Alright. Sige. So, isa-shoutout ko na lang yung iba. Si Michelle from Sellers Hub. Ma'am Oda nandito. Ayan. For Clarin Digital Marketing, si Richard Cunanan. Ronnie of Escasi. Conversation starter tayo. It's a privilege for me to have Vane share her thoughts on this question. Si Vane ay ang founder and CEO of Downsize, di ba? Tama ba? Or yung POG tayo? Mayaman kasi ito, ang daming kumpanya nito kaya hindi ko alam kung ano introduce ko. So, let's give the floor to Vane Casino. Vane, what do you think is the reason why execution is absent in most organizations? Floor's yours.
Okay, sa amin po, on our end, kasi parang na-stuck lang kami sa planning. Tapos parang hindi namin siya ipapasa sa mga employees, the staff namin. Bakit ganon? Kasi parang, of course, nag-plan kami. Doon sa planning na yun, kasama na yung scorecards. Pero nawawala yung, parang hindi kami aligned with the staff. Hindi namin na nabibigay sa kanila kung sino yung accountable to reach that goal. Parang doon kami nagkukulang. Example, may goal tayo. Alam mo naman yung mga key points, how to reach that goal.
Yes.
Pero hindi namin nabibigay kung, ito yung kailangan mong gawin. Ito yung kailangan nating ma-reach para ma-hit natin yung final goal natin. So, doon napuputol sa accountability and alignment po nila.
Ang galing. Talagang parang align na align tayo. Thank you so much, Vane, for that. True. Listen to the keywords. There was misalignment. Hence, there was also no accountability. Diba? And we talk about this, the AAA. Alignment, agreement, and accountability are fundamental when it comes to execution. So, before we respond to yung sinabi ni Vane, thank you so much. Let's do a quick recap. Recap muna tayo. Ano pa na pag-usapan natin last week in structure? Last week, we talked about the power of organizational DNA. We're setting the foundation of execution because we cannot execute something if we're not aligned. We don't share the same DNA. And I showed this graph. Remember, as an entrepreneur, we have a vision. And there's a chasm, there's a gap between where we are right now and what we want to accomplish. And ang magtutulay sa atin doon, may tatlo tayong option. The first one, we can command people. Mabilis ito, utusan sila, tutukan mo ng baril, o tulungan mo ko, gagawin ko to. Okay? And that's fast, and it works. It works only hanggat nakatutok tayo. Diba? At may bala yung baril natin. Pag inalis mo na yun, they won't follow us or they won't help us build or accomplish the vision. Or the second is we can compensate. We can command people, we can pay people to help us accomplish the vision. And this is what many do. Diba? Kaya nga we hire staff. Diba? I hired you to help me pursue my vision. And it works. But there's a third level, which is collaborate. Okay? Meaning collaborate is the difference between the two. Compensation is I'm paying you to help me. The collaboration is I'm doing this because I want what you also want. We want the same thing. So the beauty of collaboration, when you have collaboration instead of compensation, supervision becomes non-existent. You no longer need to supervise when you're collaborating with someone. You are now becoming strategic partners. Kasi sa compensation, gagalaw sila pag may bayad. Sa collaboration, wala nang kasi gusto rin na they are personally driven to accomplish your vision. Your both your vision, hindi ito yung gusto ko, tulungan mo ko. Hindi, gusto ko rin kasi to. So when two people share the same goal, trust begins to exist. And when there is trust, it's smoother. Parang yung mga plug ko lang, smooth. It becomes smoother kasi hindi ka na mag-iisip ano kayang ginagawa niya kasi he is also invested in the success kasi gusto niya yon. And it goes the same with you. May tiwala din siya sa iyo kasi gusto mo yun eh. Parehas nating ginusto to. So we don't longer need to supervise. We need to strategize. Yes, yeah. Now, how does that work? Paano ngayon tayo makakapag-collaborate? Dito papasok ang organizational DNA. Sharing the same DNA. Yes? So, ayan, ang daming yes, I. Yes, I, ginusto mo to. Ayan. So, ano ba yung organizational DNA? A quick definition. It is a set of convictions. I use the word convictions because it's the word that's best describe what I'm trying to say. Hindi siya a set of belief, a set of idea. When you say conviction, buong pagkatao natin naniniwala na kaya natin gawin to at ito yung gusto natin. Na kahit hindi ka sumama sa akin, wala akong pake, gagawin ko to. Diba? That's the difference between compensation and collaboration. Compensation, ayaw mong, hindi mo na ako binabayaran, ayaw ko na. Diba? Dito sa collaboration, kahit hindi mo ako bayaran, wala akong pake. Kasi gusto ko to. You know, it is a deep set of convictions, deeply shared by a certain collection of people. A group of people deeply believe to the core of their being that this is what we need to accomplish. This is what I want to accomplish. So that's organizational DNA. When a group of people share the same thing, they care because they care, not because they were paid to care. Make sense? Please type, yes, I. Pag nandiyan pa kayo, ayan, tumadami na high blood. Hindi ako high blood. We're talking about conviction here. Diba? So I want to convey that with emotion. So ano yung org DNA is composed of 6 interdependent building blocks that all begin with letter P. Purpose and so on. But if you want to know the 6 P's, panoorin nyo na lang yung previous episode. Or better, mag-attend kayo ng workshop for 50,000. Yan, para magkaroon kayo ng DNA. Ayan, smooth plug na naman. No, seriously, like this is for you. This is for you. This is not for me. We don't get anything from that fee, no? So please do join us. Tanungin nyo na lang si Felix na nandito ngayon at saka si Jabs kung anong pinagdaanan nila nung binubuo namin yung DNA. Ayan. Okay, so it's very important that you share the same DNA because if not, if there's misalignment, execution won't happen. Because you need to be, and when you're aligned, the team becomes healthy. Because the team needs to be healthy because a team cannot operate fully, let alone win, unless it's healthy. Hindi tayo makaka-execute as an organization if we're not healthy as an organization. And the healthy organization means we are aligned in everything that we do. Yes? Ayan, so that's a recap. Now let's proceed to Sanity, the session. Okay, so we talk about execution and I think it was May when we first talk about it. So this is the definition. I-lift ko lang uli to remind everyone that execution is the discipline of doing exactly. Kita nyo, diba? Exactly what must be done at the exact time and quantity committed. The clicker here or the kicker here is whether one feels like it or not. Do I enjoy doing this all the time? Not really. Do I enjoy waking up at 8 a.m. to rehearse this? Not really. I don't enjoy this all the time. But I do enjoy the result. What it brings. Yon yung obsession ko. It's the result. But in order for me to enjoy the result, I must execute, must practice the discipline of getting things done at the exact time, exact, yun yung pinag-uusapan natin, exact time and quantity that I committed. So that's execution. Or input simplify na lang natin, it's the habit of getting shit done. No drama, no excuses. Diba? Pag nag-commit tayo, we do it. Remember, I'm talking to CEOs, I'm talking to business leaders. Our word is stronger than our bond. Our word are stronger than any other contract. Okay? Regardless kung anong nasa kontrata, pag sinabi natin may gagawin tayo, we do it. Because kahit wala dun sa paper. Because we said we're going to do it. You know? And we do it kahit yung kabilang party, hindi nila hinold yung end of the bargain nila. Yes, ayan, di ba? Yes, sir. Di ba? Yes, I. Yeah. Please type yes, I dun sa mga nasa Facebook. Okay, so Here's the bottom line. Why execution matters. We all want to build a great company. Otherwise, you won't be spending your 1 hour here every Friday. Kaya kayo nandito, you want to build a great company. Kung hindi yan ang purpose nyo rito, hindi kayo tatagal. And that's okay. We respect that. But you're here because you want to build a great company. And to build a great company, obviously, you have to have exceptional execution, operational excellence. Otherwise, I mean, good luck trying to build a company with sloppy execution. Dapat, ang tawag dyan, flawless execution. You know, you're good at flexing, flawless, suave, smooth. Parang plug ko nga, smooth. Execution. Now, to be exceptional when it comes to execution, there has to be trust in that organization or in that relationship. Meaning, I can focus on my job 100% because I no longer have to think anong ginagawa mo. I can depend that you will do your end of the bargain because I trust you. Why? Because you also want the same thing. That's why DNA is critical. You share the same DNA, trust happens because there is trust, execution exists. And when you're good at execution, you keep doing it, you eventually build your company into a great one. Yes, please type, yes, eto sa, diba? Welcome to Church of Business. Ayan, nagsasermon na naman si Father. Ayan, okay. So now, here's the question. How do you know if you have a broken execution culture? Simple lang. If you're up at night, nag-iisip ka, nangyayari ba yung dapat mangyari? Alam mo na yon, diba? Now if you feel that you need to supervise someone, yes, Father. Ayan, diba? If you feel you need to supervise your team leaders, your supervisors, your managers, your leaders, basically. And if you feel you need to supervise someone, you know, you have a breakdown in execution culture. If kailangan pa nating mag-follow up, diba? Okay lang one time. Pero pag nagiging pattern na, may problem na tayo ron. Baka hindi niya talaga gusto. Diba? Okay lang yun, re-respetuhin natin siya. Baka hindi niya talaga gusto. Okay, then maghahanap kami ng ka-DNA namin, yung gusto rin ito. Yung ganon. That's why when we say, na-miss ko si ayan, si Berish nandito. Na-miss ko si Father. Ayan, sige. So, how do you know if you feel the need to supervise someone? Right? Okay, ilang oras pa ako? Uy, mahaba-haba pa to. Okay. Now, here's a question. What kills execution? Ano ba ang mga pumapatay sa execution? Let's talk about that so we can combat it. Later, we'll talk about the weapons that we can use to combat these execution killers. But for now, let's talk about the first one. The first one is this. Drama. Ayan. Paano nagmamanifest itong execution killer na to? Okay, so pagka when you hold someone, siguro ito na lang, yung pag maniningil ka ng utang, ayan, di ba? Tapos biglang parang ang feeling mo, parang masama pa ako na naniningil ako kasi ganito na nga nangyari sa akin. Tapos ngayon pa sisingilin mo ako, parang ang dating parang kasalanan ko ata na ang sama ko pa na naniningil ako ng inutang mo sa akin. Awit. Ayan, di ba? Ganun din when you are in team setting, when you are holding someone accountable at nagdrama na grabe na to, toxic na nga ako, ganito yung pinagdadaanan ko. Tapos hahanapan mo pa ako ng resulta. Yes. Di ba? Kasi, yun so this one kills execution, yung drama. Di ba? Ayaw natin yan. Ayaw natin ng drama. Okay, boss, bawasan yung panonood ng K-drama or wag masyadong isabuhay ang K-drama. Ayan. The second one is justification. Ano yung justification? I give my best naman eh. Di ba? Sila nga eh. Di ba? I mean, when people start saying that, when you hold them accountable and when they justify, I give my best naman. Nagpuyat nga ako, nagpagod nga ako eh. Yeah, but ang tanong, ginawa mo ba yung trabaho mo? Yun lang naman yung question. Is a yes or no. Di ba? Ba't sila? Hindi naman sila yung kausap ko. Ikaw yung kausap ko. Di ba? Nag-effort naman ako eh. Di ba? Parang, good, please complete the sentence. Good intentions. Please type it down para alam kong ano nga. Di ba? Para alam ko. Good intentions. Ayan, all caps. Good intentions don't count. Good intentions, no matter how good, they don't count. Di ba? Good intentions made by poor execution is still poor execution. 'Di ba? Diba? So yun it doesn't it doesn't change anything. Everybody has effort. Everybody can make the effort. We're not paid to give our best. We're paid to deliver what is required. Okay, but sometimes it requires we give our best. Make sense? Yes, please type. Kaya good intentions don't count. May all caps pa, galit na galit. Di ba? Mainit. Ayan. So justification, 36 excuses. Alam nyo na to. Di ba? Ang dahilaners. Ang dami. Kasi wala akong ganito. Kasi ganito. Kasi ganyan. When people start making excuses, I just shut up. Di ba? Wala na yan. Kasi ang haba pa na sasabihin yan, after niya magsalita, so, na-deliver mo ba? Diba? It's a yes or no. Simple lang naman tayo. Huwag na natin pahabain. Yan, yung kasi. Pagka ito, excuses, ang tawag doon, excuse yun. Hindi yan execution. I believe after the summit, there was a instance where it was BK who said this, reasons are reasons to fail. Diba? Whatever the reason, if you are having reason, it's a reason for you to fail. Basically, pag nagdahilaners na tayo, wala na. Ano na yun? Obviously, hindi na nangyari yung dapat mangyari. And, it's a waste of time. Kasi regardless kung ano pa sabihin, hindi naman nangyari, it doesn't change anything. Okay, so the last one, the fourth one is what I call BS. What's BS? Yung bullshit, diba? Binubullshit ka, bini-BS ka. And I did this. How does this manifest? I remember this. Lionel Mihiripena is a professor of mine. He's an Indian professor of methods of research when I was in college. Let me share a story. Ang ganda ng pic, diba? Ayan, para talaga ma-retain sa inyo. And I hated the subject, not the professor. I hated the subject. Galing yung professor ko. He's an Indian. The reason why I hated the subject are two things. Number one, it's numbers. I hate numbers. It's my numbing. Yung puro numbers. I love numbers when it comes to business and organization, but I hate the numbers and methods and so on. The second is may language barrier kami. Kasi dahil matalino si Prof. Lionel, he uses big words. So it's hard for me to understand that. The second is yung diction niya medyo mahirap ding intindihin. So I hated the subject basically, and you know me, it took me 7 years to finish college, diba? So I dun sa school na pinanggalingan ko, 2 beses lang nagle-lecture yung professor for the whole sem. First and second, introduction of syllabus, second is the initial. The rest kami na yon. Puro reporting na kami. And if you attend our executive education notes, ganun ang setup. You want to learn as a CEO, you attend executive education. I will share the first, the second, the remaining weeks, puro fellow CEO na yan. We're gonna learn from one another. And that's the setup at Harvard, ganun din siya, no? Kaya Harvard nga tayo eh, ayan. Ang sarap ng breakfast, ayan, almusal. Okay, so having said that now, I was assigned to report, and alam mo naman, I hate the subject, so sabi ko, ako magre-report bukas, so hindi na ako parang, mamaya ko na babasahin. Kaya alam mo naman yung maya-maya na, di ba? Mga alas 11 na, tok na ako, bukas na lang, sa bus, papapasok ko. Sakay ko sa bus, alam niyo naman nangyari, hindi rin nag-report. So pagdating doon, sa harap na ako, wala, di ba? Stock knowledge. Alam mo yung kung ano na pinagsasabi ko ron, na alam, and here's my point, bini-BS ko lang yung mga kaklase ko, na alam naman ng mga kaklase ko na, ay, hindi nagbasa to. Hindi naghanda to. Di ba? Puro BS lang ang pinagsasabi nito sa amin. Don't feed us with your BS. Kasi, yung ganon. And this shows, for example, sa mga circle meetings, di ba? Alam mo pag hindi nagbasa eh. Alam mo pag hindi nanood eh. Kasi may mga lumalapit sa akin, sir. Kasi naman, di ba? Hindi na nga kailangan sa Zoom eh. Sa Facebook na nga lang, hindi pa. Tsaka hindi naman kailangan on Fridays eh. Pero masaya kung Friday para nakaka-interact tayo, di ba? Pero hindi naman kailangan, hindi pa nagbasa, di ba? So parang So yeah, yung puro BS lang. Alam mo naman yun, di ba nakakainis yung ganon? So anyway, so that's the 5 execution killers: drama, justification, excuses, and bullshit, or what we call the Jebs culture. Ayan, para mas graphic, di ba? Ayan na. Ayan. So the Jebs culture kills execution culture. Credits kay R.D. Morales, siya ang nagturo sa akin neto. Alright, so let's talk some facts and figures. So far so good, kaya pa? Yan. So please type kaya pa if you're still with me. I remember last week, sabi ko, debriefing kami ng principles of scaling. Sabi ko, parang ang bigat ng shinare ko last week, okay lang ba? Sabi nila, sir, kung hindi to mabigat, hindi tayo principles of scaling, hindi to CEOInsight Asia. 'Di ba? Kasi kung happy, feel good, doon sila sa iba. Ayan, o 'di ba? Yan ang mga sinasabi ng mga kasama natin. So let's talk about some facts and figures. Kaya pa. Ayan. So this is from Gartner, the 5 pillars of execution. It says here, 83% of senior strategists, they polled this year, sabi nila, execution, that's almost 9 out of 10. Ang nagsasabi, napaka-critical ng execution ngayon more than 3 years ago. Kung 3 years ago, important ang execution, mas importante siya ngayon. Ay, si Cheska at si Fatima, kaya pa daw nila. May heart pa yan. Like and share, mga kaibigang oso natin. Okay, so 83%. Here's the thing. 70%, however, said they have little confidence in their ability to execute. So this is what I mean when I say BS lang tayo. 9%, 90%, almost 90%, 9 out of 10 people na nagsasabi, importante ang execution now. Pero almost 8 people or 7 people are saying, pero hindi kami confident na may execute namin to. Pare, kung sinabi mong importante sa'yo, hindi na dapat ini-invest. High blood na naman ako, pasensya. You get what I'm saying? That's bullshit. Right there. If you say something is important, then you put your calendar, your cash, meaning you invest your time and energy, and your conversation, you learn from people how to do it. Otherwise, it's just plain BS. Yan, okay. Hindi pa ako high blood na-stress lang ako kasi alam niyo naman pag numbers tsaka to na high blood ako. Anyway, 40% of execution. Bakit hindi nag-execute? Kasi sabi ng mga leaders, more than half or almost half, hindi naman kami hold accountable eh. Ayun naman pala. Kaya pala mahina ang execution kasi hindi hino-hold accountable. Please type accountable. BP check naman. Oy, andito yung partner ko. Hero Laurente, no ceiling capital. Yan ang advisor ko when it comes to investments. Happy birthday niyang kahapon. Ayan. So, okay. So, 67%, ito pa, ang nagsabi na yung function ko, yung business unit ko, hindi naman aligned. Diba? So, parang binasa ata ni Vane yung deck ko eh. Sabi niya, hindi aligned at hindi accountable. So, those are the killers of execution. Ito pa, almost 60%, more than half, believe their performance management systems are insufficient. Hindi enough yung PMS nila, yung performance management system. Kasi usually, and I know this because I'm HR, usually every 6 months ang performance review. Para hindi nga natin maalala nangyari 3 days ago 6 months ago pa. Tapos isa-isahin mo yun kung people manager ka, di ba? Kung CEO ka, isa-isahin mo. Ano nga ba ginawa ni manager A, ni manager B? Parang in the past 6 months, good luck. Di ba? Kaya nga ginawa natin ng DNA, ang performance scorecard. That every week, you know where you stand. Alam mo kung anong score. Hindi naaabot ng 1 buwan. Pag 3 linggo, hindi ka nagpe-perform, uupuan ka na ni Dayan. Alam mo naman, di ba? Ganun kabilis. Ayan, di ba? Okay. So, 67%, ito pa, do not understand their role. Kasalanan natin to mga CEO. Kasalanan natin to mga leader. Hindi natin nako-communicate maigi ano yung role nila, ano yung contribution nila in accomplishing the vision. Ano bang contribution na itong ginagawa ko? Diba? So there. And next, here's the beauty of execution and why I love execution. Those who are able to unlock the capability of their organization to execute, it increases profitability by 77%. So put it in context, kung in 1 year ang annual revenue mo ay 100 million, if you're able to embed organizational execution into the DNA of your company, next year 177 million na yan. Please type power if hindi pa tayo na-excite dito. Power talaga yan, 77% ang increase ang pagmalupit tayo mag-execution if we're able to unlock that. So imagine, the beauty of execution. Yes, it's boring, but boring is good. Ayan, power! Ayan, diba? May katabi ko rito Omron para sa BP ko, don't worry. Ayan. Okay, so let's now talk about the weapons of how we combat yung mga execution killers. Ano ba ang weapons na gagamitin natin para makombat natin ang execution killers? Now, we have 2, and it starts with letter M. Alliteration yan. Ayan di ba? Para madaling matandaan. Mentality and methodology. Yan. So, kinakailangan yin-yang sila because they work hand in hand. JD Castro, power. Dapat power, sir. Power. Yan. Diba? They go hand in hand. Hindi sila pwedeng maghiwalay. Mentality and methodology. Hindi pwedeng mindset lang. Hindi pwede. Diba? Kailangan hindi enough ang mentality. Hindi pwedeng mindset. Kailangan may skill set din. At hindi pwedeng skill set lang. Kailangan maintindihan what's the mindset behind it. So it's going to be repeatable. That's how you become scalable as an enterprise. So the first one, mentality. Ano ba to? Okay, 3 things to fix our mentality. I wrote about this last Monday. Basahin niyo na lang sa post ko yung details. But the first one is focus on result, not effort. I'm not gonna dwell on that one anymore. Okay? Pag may magsasabi, well, sir, kasi na-busy ako eh. Ako rin, busy rin ako. But wala kayong naririnig sa akin. Diba? So focus on result, not effort. Yan ang primary focus natin. Good intentions don't count. Bad execution made with good intentions are still bad execution. Yes, I. Please type yes, I. Ayan. O, si Hannah Neko. Ayan. Power. Okay. Next. Focus on fairness, not feelings. Okay. Focus on fairness. Here's the thing. With us CEOs, we as leaders, sinasabi kasi natin, dapat walang favoritism. Dapat we have to treat everyone fair. Yeah. I mean, that's not true. Okay? The great managers play favorites. Why can you not apply fairness in your team? Because they do not have the same output. You can't treat everyone the same because they don't have the same output. It doesn't make sense. Diba? Fairness means you reward according to their output. If they perform well, you reward them with promotion. If they don't perform well, you reward them with the door. That's being fair. Diba? Hindi fair yung treat everyone equal. The problem here kasi is many leaders do not have the emotional fortitude, yung tibay ng loob to address and call out something that doesn't fly. Hindi kino-call out eh. We have to be big boys and big girls here. This is our culture. We call out one another because we want one another to get better. Hindi nga tayo tunay na kaibigan pag hindi natin kino-call out ang isa't isa. May mali nang ginagawa, tino-tolerate pa natin. Hindi tayo tunay na kaibigan na ganon. Ganon din sa ating ecosystem. We're not helping one another become better if we hold our punches. Yes, I. Please type yes, I. Parang ayan, di ba? So here's the irony, no? Some leaders or many leaders do not have the emotional fortitude to call out for fear of the non-performers for fear of offending their feelings. But the irony is in doing so, they're offending the feelings of those who are performing. Diba? Kasi kung ako performer at diba, parang binubuhat ko siya, tapos ikaw yung boss ko, inaalagaan mo pa siya, parang paano naman? Kasi ayaw mo ma-offend siya. Paano naman ako? Hindi ba ako na-offend? Di ba? Make sense. Inom muna ako. Na-high blood ako. Please type make sense. Ayan. Parang alam kong relate pa kayo. Biglang dumami yung dumami nanonood sa Facebook. Ayan. Di ba? Sabi nung pinost ko to, si Press sabi, louder daw. Sabi ko, yes. Diba? We need to be fair, and being fair means you perform, I reward you. You don't perform, what's fair is I reward you with the door. That's being unfair. Yes? Yan. And so that's the second one. The third is this one. Focus on the right people or you'll soon have none. Diba? Si BK na nagturo sa akin dito. Tama eh. Pag inalagaan mong pag masyado mong inalagaan ang maling tao, which is a non-performer, wag tayong magugulat pag iniwan tayo ng mga tamang tao, which are the performer. Tama eh, di ba? Wag tayong magugulat pagka ganun. Excuse me. Ayan, makes sense. Grabe si Christina, all caps, ayan. So that's what we want, Huwag tayong magulat kung inaalagaan natin masyado yung maling tao, hindi nagpe-uwi ko, wag ka naman, okay lang yan. Pero yung tamang tao, aalis yan. Kasi there was this conversation one time when we had this, sinabi sa atin ng session sa isang client partner. Hanggang kailan ko sasaluhin yung palpak niya? Yes? Tama eh. Kasi sino bang sasalo ng non-performance kundi yung mga performer. Grabe naman si Ses, tawan-tawa siya. Ayan. You know, so to give you a background, I got invited last Thursday. Kung sa tingin nyo enjoy, ay mas matindi yung sapakan natin. No? I did a town hall sa Seller Sub. I talk about the 5 building blocks of scalable revenue. And one of my clients said, sir, invite ka naman namin sa atin. So I got invited to talk to Global Port. I think if you're following me, you saw that. Anyway, so I had this talk sa town hall sa Seller Sub. And then, ang pinaka gusto kong session yung hapon, yung leader session. And I love this kasi I asked permission, buti binigyan ako ng permission ni BK to share it. Because we had there 2 supervisors. And the system we designed sa Sellers Hub is business performance profit sharing. Meaning if the business performs, you get to share the profit of it. If the business does not perform, you get nothing. So ganun yung design. And being a people manager, being a leader, your performance, your team performance is tied up to your bonus. Kung gaano kagaling ang team mo, ganun ang performance bonus mo. Kasi that's your job as a leader, to help them become better. Yes? So nandun, ang ganda na ito, hindi ko maalis sa isipan ko. Nandun, kinausap yung dalawang TL. Sabi niya, magkano perform, and monthly, I believe, ang give out ng performance bonus. Sabi niya, magkano ang performance bonus mo last month? Sabi ng isang, maliit lang, sir. Sabi niya, sige, give me numbers. Magkano yung maliit? Sabi niya, 1,000. Sabi niya, ikaw, magkano yung performance bonus mo last month? Medyo mas malaki. Sabi niya, hindi, magkano? Sabi niya, 7,000. So sabi ni BK, so tingnan mo, bakit ganun? Parehas naman kayong team leader, parehas naman kayo ng equipment, parehas kayo ng opisina, parehas kayo ng number ng tao, pero ba't magkaiba bonus nyo? Make sense? So ngayon, sabi ni BK, wala akong magagawa dyan. Sa'yo yan. Kasi team mo yan. So when we say it's you against you, ikaw talaga yan. Gusto mong tumaas ang performance bonus mo, di galingan nyo. Ngayon, kung may humihila sa'yo sa team mo, ikaw yan. Di ba? Make sense? Yes, please type yes, I. Di ba? Kasi nasa sa'yo yan eh. It's within your control. Control your destiny. Di ka victim dito. Control your destiny or someone else will. Kasi ganun eh. Ganun. Ayan. Tama eh. Tawan-tawan na naman si Kyla. Ayan. Diba? So control your destiny or someone else will. Yes? So there. Diba? That's the mentality part. Focus on the right people or you'll soon have none. Now let's go to the methodology part. The skill set. Right? 3 C ito. Alliteration na naman. Favorite word namin yan. Ni Ses. Diba? The first one is clarity. Be clear on expectations. Right? And being clear on expectations at the start doesn't automatically mean forever clear on expectations. That's why every 7 days, you have to have the business review. Diba? And I did this. I mentioned this. I preach what I practice and I practice what I preach. Because before this session, I invited some people to have alignment on expectations when it comes to circles. So sabi ko, ganun tayo dito eh. We preach what we practice and we practice what we preach. So before ko sabihin ito, ginawa ko muna ito. Kung sino man ang uupo rito at mag-share, we make sure that ginagawa nila yung sinasabi nila. Right? So there, we had this conversation creating alignment on the expectations when it comes to facilitating circles and so on. Be clear on the expectations. And again, you have to constantly reiterate yan. Re-clarify and so on. Hindi yan one-time thing. Okay? The second is install that capability. Help them. Diba? We help them execute by giving them the skill set, teaching them how to execute well. And the secret here really is, there is no secret. I was messaged by one of the founders. Sabi niya kagabi, hindi ko nahingi information niya, pero kaya hindi ko siya sasabihin ko sino, but sabi niya, we're gonna do strat plan and we're gonna set targets. How long does it take to set targets? Sabi ko, 1 hour. Kasi usually pag strat plan parang 5 days. Sabi ko, 1 hour. Ba't ganun? Sabi ko, kasi madali lang naman mag-set ng target eh. Compute mo magkano ang operational expenses mo, multiply mo by 5, the rule of X5, na mababasa nyo sa librong sinulat namin called Simplify, na available for download. Ayan, may plug na naman, okay? Simplify, i-message nyo lang kami, paano kayo magkakaroon ng libro na gano'n. Anyway, so multiply by 5, and that's gonna be your target. Now, the remaining part is after setting the target, is you do one thing every day to get you closer to that target. That takes forever. So it's 1 minute goal setting and forever execution. The funny thing is, people spend 99% of their time planning or goal setting and 1% on focusing on execution. Yes? Ayan, please type yes, I, if nandyan pa kayo. Ayan, okay. And then cadency, meaning it's a rhythm. It's a rhythm that we must do on a regular basis. That's why every 7 days, you have to be able to review. Kaya nga may BR tayo eh. My client partners, we review the business every 7 days to make sure where we stand. Kaya ang bilis ng pivot, ang bilis ng mga pangyayari sa mga, if you're part of CEOInsight, ang bilis ng mga pangyayari. 2 linggo ka lang makamiss, hindi mo na alam kung ano nangyayari. Ganun din sa business, sa engagements. No? You miss two meetings, you don't know what's going on. You need to catch up. You know, because every 7 days we pivot. See, one of the, si Nico Lapira of Coffee Crafters, one of my former client partners, I was his advisor. He said, the beauty about business review or this advisory is that I can strategize weekly and pivot regularly. So there has to be a sense of rhythm, a cadency na every week magre-review tayo to make sure execution is happening. You need to inspect what you expect. Hindi po pwedeng, ito in-expect ko sa iyo diba? Bahala ka na. Tapos pag hindi nangyari, magagalit tayo. No, we need to hold our people accountable. We need to inspect what we expect. Yan. All right. So some case study and then I think kaya pa to. Case study, the secret tarp. So I was preparing for this last night and nag-message sa akin si Chris. Yan, sabi niya, Sad, alam mo ba yun? Excuse me. Alam mo ba yung nangyari sa tarp? Sabi ko, hindi eh. So this happened at the summit. And the summit was what? 2 weeks ago. Sabi niya, Sad, ganito kasi. So we had our dinner, we prepared for everything. The night before, 27 yon. Around 11, nung sineset up na yung tarp, bottom line, ang labo. Ang labo ng tarp. Bottom line, it's not excellent, not NX. Tapos, sabi niya, parang, kwento sa akin ito ni Chris, sabi niya, parang, pwede na yan. Baka kasi wala nang magpiprint ng gantong oras. Pero the beauty of the culture, here's the beauty of culture, mas tumaas yung standard nila beyond me. Pero hindi pwede. Wala na ako ron. I mean, it wasn't me. I wasn't like, ginawa mo to ganyan. Sila mismo, sabi, pero hindi, NX to eh. So what they did, they learned from when you don't ask, the answer is always no. So they said, well, let's try. Naghanap sila. And long story short, nakahanap sila ng nagpiprint. So they reached out and then sinabi, the problem with this tarp is yung binigay yung picture, mababa yung pixel. And being fair to sa mga nagpiprint ng tarp, nagpiprintan talaga sila, hindi sila nag-edit kasi wala nga silang graphic artist. So what they did around mga 3 a.m., 4 a.m., this is on the day of the summit, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., ginising nila si Keril, pina-edit nila, sinend nila, and then na-print yung tarp. Here's my point, why I'm sharing this. Okay, I didn't know about this, and I wouldn't have known about it. Nalaman ko yung problem at yung solution 2 weeks later. Diba? Now, here's the thing, di ba? Hindi na nila ako ginising, hindi na nila kailangan sabihin sa akin na nangyari yon. Here's the question, many of us CEOs, pag may problema yung mga staff natin, unang-unang pupuntahan sa tayo. Kahit is oras ng gabi magme-message, ma'am, di ba? Hindi ko babuksan yung pinto. Really? Diba? That's why you want a culture of execution. That's the power of DNA. When the culture of execution is already there, you don't need supervision. They will do it among themselves. Yes, I. Salute. Salute yan. Ayan. Please type yes, I. Ayan. Okay, sige. Okay, in closing. Becoming an execution expert. Okay lang ba? Extend ako konti. Medyo nag-enjoy ako eh. Yan. So meron akong pina-follow sa TikTok. Matindi to, i-follow nyo to. Yan. Sabi niya, paano ba, may talk siya about mastery. Ayan, ito, si Super BK. Ang ganda nung sinabi niya rito. Sabi niya, hanapin niyo siya sa TikTok, yan, i-follow niyo siya, and he talk about mastery. Buti na lang, hindi siya nakinig sa bilin sa kanya ni Jeremiah bago mamatay si Jeremiah. Ayan, nag-TikTok siya. Okay. So sabi niya, mastery is skill multiplied by repetition. It's not the duration, it's the repetition. So let's say, in 100 days, you will learn how to dribble like Kyrie. So kung isang beses ka mag-practice sa isang araw, 100 days, magiging basketballista ka, parang si Kyrie. Pero kung 2 beses ka mag-practice, mag-repeat sa isang araw, in 50 days, makukuha mo yon. Paano kung 3 times ka mag-practice? In 33 days, mamamaster mo. So the point here, it's not the duration, hindi yung tagal, kundi kung gaano yung repetition on doing something. It goes the same with execution, the skill set. You have to keep repeating the skill set. So for you to get better. Ayan, sa mga nag-wonder sino si Jeremiah, hanapin nyo na lang sa post niya. 2020 pa yon. Okay. Okay, in closing, mabilis na to. In closing, 5 minutes. Right? Getting practical and then I'll close. Okay. So how do you create a jebs-free culture? First, discover. Bakit ba may drama, may justification, may excuses, may bullshit sa company natin? 3 lang yan. Either we created it, di ba? Tayo mismo, we modeled it, or we tolerated it. We created it out of fear. Natatakot yung mga tao magsabi ng totoo. So it's our problem. Okay? Or we modeled it. Tayo mismo ang pasimuno ng drama, ng justification, ng excuses. Or we tolerated it. May mga nagdadrama, nag-excuse, sige na, mo na. Para wala ng issue. So that's the problem, diba? That's the first thing is we discover. The first step in solving a problem is acknowledging there is a problem. Discover. The second is design the systems. Ano yun? 3 lang yan. Attraction. Design systems that attract people who are execution black belts. So this is where DNA comes in. Once you have the DNA, you begin to attract people who are good at execution, and then you design prevention. Yung system, this is where hiring comes in. Huwag na natin papasukin yung mga tao na hindi mahusay mag-execute. And last but not the least is correction. Design systems that hold people accountable and correct a jebs situation. So attracting the DNA, you have someone who executes well. Let's build around that, build a strong execution culture so we attract people who are good at execution. We don't invite people who are not as good to our level of execution, and we remove or disinvite people who cannot execute at the level we expect them to be. And last but not the least is develop. We strengthen this. Ayan, strengthen this culture. I have 4 more minutes. Extend lang ako konti. Okay lang ba? Please type okay lang para alam kung okay pa kayo. Yan. Okay lang. O diba, all caps. Okay na okay, sabi ni Berish. Ayan. Okay. In closing na naman ako. In closing. So we talk about the focus of this month is all about being methodical. Okay. This is the theme. Methodical. We manifest an insatiable drive. Hindi mapawi-pawing uhaw to constantly keep getting better. And we're focusing right now on obsessing in performance. And when I hear the word obsession, isang tao ang nagka-come to mind to me when it comes to obsessing performance, and that's Kobe. Kobe Bryant does nothing outside outside na something that will help him become a better basketball player. Yun ang sabi niya, yung obsession. He wanted to be the best basketball player that he can be, that anything outside, anything that will not help him become a better basketball player, he's not gonna do. And there's a movie, a documentary rather, it's called The Redeem Team. Panoorin nyo to. At the summit, I shared a documentary. They Call Me Magic. Watch that. This one watches too. And there's a story na parang in 2004 kasi ang context na ito, 2004, the USA was being lambasted by Athens. They were humiliated. And syempre, pag sinabi ng USA, di ba, parang they were the one always on top. But because of 2004 up to they were not really good at the Olympics. So they wanted to redeem that state. And having said that, nandun si Kobe. So they were celebrating one night, they were partying, umuwi na sila around 5 a.m. Pagpunta nila sa elevator, nakasalubong na si Kobe. Hawak yung sapatos. Sabi niya, saan ka galing? Saan ka pupunta? Sabi niya, I'm gonna work out. Because that's his discipline. Every day at 5 a.m., he works out. So sabi nila, grabe, this guy is on another level. Talagang iba yung dedication nito. The following morning, nakita nila si Kobe, si Dwayne Wade, at si LeBron, nag-workout na rin. So on the 3rd day, everybody was working out. That's the power of DNA and leadership. When we model the DNA, the team is who the leader is. So if we want to have an execution culture, we must model that execution culture. And speaking of execution, I want to honor someone and then we'll formally close. Now, her name is Sam. Nandito siya ngayon. She is an associate of mine. Intern ko yan, no? To put it there. But I mean, anyone when it comes to execution, si Sam yon. So today is her last day, no? So I want to give her a send off. Ang gaan ng buhay ko kay Sam. You know, hindi na nga kami nag-uusap niyan eh. Bakit? Kasi that's how you get rid of me. If you don't want to see me, get it done. So ibig sabihin, pag hindi mo na ako nakikita, wala na ako kailangan siya kasi you're doing your job well. Si Sam, once a week kami dapat mag-meeting yan to give me the postings for the week for approval. Eh tapos na hanggang December. Eh. Mangingi ako ng 3, bibigyan niya ako 5. Ganyang katindi si Sam. Seryoso. And so there was a time I was at the commissary, sabi ko, teka, text ko nga si Sam kasi hindi ko siya tinext ngayon para lang sabihin kong hi. Kasi wala akong kailangan sa kanya eh. So here's my point. Sam is not, as far as I know, is not a paid intern, but she gets stuff done. Yung TARP team, all of us here we're volunteers. Diba? Yan yung kalibre. So, my point is this, okay? We don't need to pay people to execute well. Si Chris, si Press, they weren't paid at the summit, but they delivered the tarpaulin exceptionally well. Now, let's go back to our companies. Binabayaran ko to, but they're not executing well. Bakit ganon? So, my point is, it is possible if you have a strong DNA, a strong execution DNA, in your organization. Diba? Baka sabihin, mga CEO yan. And that's my point. I cannot hire them. Mahal tong mga to. But they're there full-time volunteers. Yung kalibre ng tao to get stuff done as a volunteer. It is possible if you have a strong execution DNA. That's why we're very big on execution DNA. And here's my closing story about the bull and the pheasant. Okay? The pheasant is like a chicken. So the bull and the pheasant were grazing upon a field. Maybe you've heard this, maybe not, but it's a good story. Sabi niya, the pheasant looked up, the tree, tumingin siya. Very nostalgically, sabi niya, oh alas, there was a time na pwede kong I can fly on top of that tree. So the bull was there, was listening. So sabi niya, well, just eat a little bit of my dung, yung pupo niya. Eat a bit of my dung every day. And you will get to the topmost branch of the tree within 2 weeks. So sabi ni Pheasant, oh come on, anong nonsense yan? What kind of rubbish is that? So sabi ni Boss, no really, try it and see. Because the whole humanity is actually on it. So the Pheasant started pecking at the dung, and true enough, within 2 weeks, he was able to go to the topmost branch. Nakaupo siya doon sa topmost branch and he was enjoying the view, the scenery, when the old farmer saw a fat old pheasant on top of tree, pulled out his shotgun and shot the pheasant. So here's the moral of the story, and I'll give the floor now to Love. Many times, even bullshit can get you to the top, but it never lets you stay there. Yes, I. All right, Love, floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Sir Fa. Yes, nako, how will I transition ba? Ewan. Anyway, thank you so much, Sir Fa. And of course, we now go to our Insight contributor. I messaged her, pero wala ko na-receive na yes, pero feeling ko yes to. Miss Jill, please be our
Jill.
contributor.
Sige.
Thank you. I think nakamute ko. Ayun.
Okay. Yes, nagulat ako, Love, talaga. Yes, I. Same, I was still processing everything na sinabi ni Sir Fa. But very impactful talaga sa akin yung last statement. Yung sometimes BS can get you to the top, but it doesn't let you stay there. Really. Getting to the top is, I think, easy. But staying there, it's not just about staying there, but performing your role while you are there Kasi for me, ang principle ko when working is always being perpetually unnecessary. Na dapat, there's always a number 2
Power.
person, and anytime na gusto ko magbakasyon, dapat pwede. So yun yung principle ko. So yes, very impactful. Naging fan na din. Nahahawa na tayo sa mga ganitong sabi-sabi. Anyway, madaming insights, madaming practical na pwedeng i-apply anytime. Pero very graphic talaga to nandito, Sir Pa.
Yeah.
Madami nag-react dito. But yes, you cannot, it's really an effective way to send a message across. We're dealing with as business leaders and CEOs, not just dealing with, but sometimes we also deliver the BS. We have to be self-aware of that one. And I think more on awareness yung pinaka nakuha ko today. So thank you so much. Yes, back to you, Love.
Thank you. Thank you so much po, Miss Jill. Yes, we lead to leave and multiply. I remember that from the CEO Summit. Anyway, thank you so much again, Miss Jill, for your insights. Thank you, Surfa, for this discussion. For those who first time pa lang mag-join ng POS, last week, napakaganda ng POS session. This week, umangat. I'm very excited for next week. And I'm very excited for the circle meetings. Mainit na naman na usapan ito. So please join the circle meetings po. And that's it for our POS session today. If you want to be the host, director, operator of POS, please message your circle multiplier. We are very happy to let you join the team of our principles of scaling. Thank you so much, everybody, for your time. Thank you. Happy POS Day. Goodbye,
Happy Friday,
CEO.
everyone.
Goodbye,
Thank you.
John.
Good luck,
Thank you.
Eman. Thank you.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye po.